On the air from coast to coast, Mark Daniels, Artist Spotlight.
Hello, we are Rolling Quartz. Hello, I'm the vocalist Chaeyoung. Hello, I'm guitarist Choi Hyunjung. Nice to meet you. Hello, I'm bass Diadems. Hello, I'm the drummer Youngin. Hi, I'm Irie. I play the guitar. You're listening to Mark Daniels on Artist Spotlight.
My name is David, and I am from Ocala, Florida.
And David, how long have you been a diadem?
I am relatively new. I've only been a diadem for 15 months.
15 months. Wow.
Yeah.
What is it about rolling quartz that drew you to them?
It sounds weird, but I'm someone who, for some reason, I really enjoy a story about women's empowerment. So for a girl group to come out of Korea, where they have an uphill battle. So meeting those five ladies, doing their thing, rock and roll, traveling the world, just really struck a nerve with me. I would say it was like a religious experience when these ladies, when I happened to come across them, just really hit the nerve with me on what I enjoy. Fabulous quality music. Super talented, getting up there and just rocking out. I mean, one of the best live bands I've ever heard. And I've seen a lot of groups in my life. So just really the music was fabulous. The ladies are fabulous. The interaction you get with them, no other groups. I've seen about 85 or 90 different Korean groups in the last 3 years, and I've got nowhere near any kind of interaction that I get with Rolling Court. So it really just, the whole package, all the way down to the basics. You know, they look for that fabulous, obviously, super talented, sound awesome. So the whole package was just exactly what I was looking for, you know, and now here we are 15 months later, and I'm going to my 19th show tomorrow. Oh, and 18 more shows to go.
What strikes me as unique with the Diadems is that you don't just attend one show when they come to your city. You actually follow the girls on tour. How far have you traveled? And what makes you say, you know what, with Rolling Quartz, I want to invest my time, my money, my effort to go where they go?
Right now, I think I'm approaching 50,000 miles traveled for Rolling Court, and I've seen them in 8 different countries. Well, it'd be 9 countries when I go to Canada. But I've seen them in the USA. I've seen them in Korea. I went to their first show in Taiwan. I did their entire Europe trip, which means Poland, a couple shows in Germany, Amsterdam, Paris, London. And then I went back to Europe for the second leg of their tour and saw them in Switzerland. But again, what really makes, what drives me to it, and luckily for me, I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I'm not working at the time. I have the funds to travel, so I can actually go and enjoy it. There's a lady in Germany, Nadine, who's a hardcore Rolling Quartz, but again, she's a waitress. She can't afford to do the traveling that a lot of us do. But every year on the lady's birthday, she specifically sends a birthday gift to Rolling Star Entertainment in Korea for the ladies every year since before they debuted. So, you know, people like that just really get into it. Me personally, again, it just goes back to the interaction. I don't feel like there's any other group out there I could go see where they know my name. And when I'm talking to them in a fan meeting, you know, fan sign event, they're going to look at me and go, "Hey, your Instagram is that, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, yes, it is that." You know, they know me, they know my Instagram, they follow my stories, you know, they want to see me posting pictures of them and things of that nature. You can tell the sincerity there. You know, they really enjoy that we do the things we do for them. They really, you know, they love us as much as we love them. That kind of level of interaction, them knowing you, and you can almost feel like, you know, hey, they're your friends, you know, and I'm just going to a friend's house to watch, you know, listen to them sing some music. You know, that's kind of the way I feel when I go to these shows. It's me, the ladies, and we're just having a nice little intimate show. And after the show, we're going to talk for a little while. We're going to say hi. We're going to say bye. I'm going to give them some gifts, express some, you know, feelings that I have for them. You know, they're going to sign some merchandise for me, you know, things of that nature. And I have a whole wall in my house, you know, dedicated to all the Rolling Quartz merchandise I've gotten, which is very hard to get, you know, so it's very hard to get some of their stuff in America, but, you know, we track it down as best we can.
It seems that the Diadems have become like a family. Would you say that with your experiences in traveling, not just here in the United States on tour, but in different countries, do you get that assessment that you guys are really have become like family with each other?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because, you know, me personally, in the last 3 years, I've been to about 65 different concerts around the world. Rolling Quartz is the only one where I go to from the very first show. I don't know anybody, they don't know me, but they're just come right up to you and start talking. You know, hey, how you doing? It's your first show. Oh man, you're gonna love it. You know, this and that. And then like when we traveled through Europe, you know, there was a couple of us that hit more than one stop in Europe. But we just run into all kinds of people in Germany and Poland and France, and, you know, just, hey, you know, just, we would just spend, because obviously we would get there about 12 hours before the show even started just to make sure that we got the barricade that we wanted, because we want to be right in front of our specific bias. And so we'd be there for 12 hours and nobody's on their phone, nobody's talking, you know, watching TV or doing it. We're just sitting there talking to other Rolling Quartz fans, and we're just having the greatest time of our lives, you know, just a show before the show kind of thing. Typically, when the girls get there, we know what time they're arriving, and we wave them in, and then we know what time they're done after the show, and we wave them out, you know, as you got to experience the other night with us. And not so much in America, because most people are coming in and out really quick, but like in Europe when we were traveling around, after every show, we would go out to eat as a group, and I'm sure Crystal's shown you the pictures of, here's the 12 people that, got together after the Cologne show. And here's, the X amount of people got together after the Amsterdam show in London and Paris. We would just, as a group, we would wave them off and we would just go out to have dinner at, 11, 12 o'clock at night. As like you said, as a family, we're a Rolling Quartz family and we want to get together and we want to, share our stories from the show and hear your stories from the show and just relive the show and, just keep embracing Rolling Quartz and the ladies. Again, I don't want to keep using the religious thing, but it's like a moving experience. We all, the endorphin high is there and we just are so happy and, we just want to keep that going, so we want to keep talking about the ladies and enjoy it. And, we're enjoying it with other people who enjoy it as well. That's the best way to do it, So
That's true. With your experiences traveling over the last 15 months with all the shows that you've been to and all the different countries you've traveled to, do you have a memory that stays with you that touched you or in some way you cherish?
sure. I mean, for me personally, the ultimate one is when, my bias Hung Jung recognized me, and I know she recognized me because she specifically, like I said, I'm in a fan sign event and I walk up to her and she's like, "Hey, isn't your Instagram this?" And I'm like, floored, you know what I mean? Because you never, you're used to most musical acts, they'll tell you they love you and all that, but to know that she has looked at Instagram and looked at me and figured out that is me, that was just the highlight of fandom. You know what I mean? Your ultimate bias knows who you are. And if she's given me, she's handing me a specific pick during fan sign, not during the concert when they're throwing them out and you got to fight for it. No, she's specifically handing me something, and then if I give her something, she's putting my name on it. It's like she knows who I am and I'm from America, so she's signing my stuff. Oh, David and, Hung Jung and, all that's fabulous to me. But from the fan side of it, going back to like your thing, I attended the first show that they did in Taipei, Taiwan. And again, I got there super early, just talking with fans. We're having a great time. I'm talking with this guy. We're reminiscing. We're having a beautiful time before the show. We get up to go to do merchandise prior to the show. I'm one of those fans. I buy a million of everything because I want to help support the ladies. So I'm buying, give me this and give me this and give me 4 of those and give me 3 of that. And they're like, "Okay, your total is this." And I pull out my credit card to pay. And they're like, "Oh, no, it's cash only." Well, I don't have any Taiwanese currency. You know what I mean? So my heart's dropping to the ground because I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to have to get out of line. And the guy I'd been talking to all day, he didn't even bat an eyelash. And he's just like, "Oh, no, I got it." He pulls out a bunch of cash. He pays for it. I'm like, that would never happen in America. And that would never happen at 99.9% of any show you go to, where someone is just going to pay for your thing. I mean, because it was a substantial amount of money in Taiwanese dollars, Now, of course, I did run to an ATM machine right after that and I repaid him right away. But that was an experience I've never thought I would have. And I know I would never have in America where someone's going to be like, "Oh, yeah, I got you." Somebody I just met, 4 hours ago. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that from the fan side, that really highlighted the Rolling Quartz, Diadems that, like you said, we are a family. We just want to help each other out. We're always paying things forward. If we have extra tickets, we're giving them away. We're not trying to sell them and make more money and things of that nature. The 2 shows I'm actually attending over the next 2 days, I'm attending for free because someone gave me 2 super Diadem tickets, which is $500 worth of tickets.
hmm
So, and again, that's just not something that happens at other places. People are like, "Oh, I'll give you these tickets, but you give me at least my money back," or something like that. And I know I paid forward some tickets in Europe for different people that I had. "Hey, you got just general admission? You want to go in and see the girls? Here you go. Here's the ticket." "Well, how much is it?" "No, I'm just giving it to you." So, those kind of things happen all the time in our community where, we're always communicating and, "Hey, so-and-so doesn't have a ticket. They have an extra ticket and here you go." It's not about the money. So
What you do as diadems for each other makes a difference in someone else's life.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we go out of our way, "Hey, if it's your first show, hey, you want to stand here, you want to be here and do this," things like that. And then there's a lot of times that we know how the show is going to happen. So we'll see someone who, hey, we know that this is our new show because we talked to them in advance while we were sitting outside. So we let them know, "Hey, look, this, Hung Jung's going to get up right here and do her solo. So this is what you want to have if you're a Hung Jung bias," things of that nature, So we're always trying to help each other out. Even people we don't know, like the other day when Jae Young did her cartwheel. I mean, I kind of felt like that was going to happen. And I made sure the girl next to me was recording because I'm like, I knew she was a super fan that, doesn't get to go to a lot of shows. And I'm like, hey, get your phone out, quick, quick, quick. So she got it out, started recording, and then Jay Young did a cartwheel. You're not going to get that anywhere else. You know what I mean? From a rock star.
Out of all the songs that Rolling Quartz have recorded, are there some that stand out to you as very special or has some meaning?
Well, Victory is my favorite song just because that was the very first song I ever heard by Rolling Quartz when I decided to go to their show on a whim with a $40 GA ticket. I'm like, because I'd never even heard of them. I just would like to go support Korean acts. And I was living in the mountains of North Carolina, and they were coming to Charlotte because I was sitting on my computer at work one day and looking what's coming up, and it's like, oh, Rolling Quartz in Charlotte. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of them, but it's $40. They're a Korean act, 5 women playing their own music instruments, which is unheard of in K-pop and things of that nature. So I bought a ticket, and then as I was driving there, I'm like, okay, let me pull up my Pandora, let me find some music, see what they sound like, and I heard Victory, and it was just a phenomenal song. I'm a little bit different than a lot of the hardcore fans because for me, the music is not about the lyrics, more of just about the sound and the melody. My favorite song of all time, I've probably heard 1,000 times and I couldn't even tell you like 3 lines of the song. I mean, that's not my thing, So that's part of why I can enjoy Korean music a lot more than some people can, because I don't care if they're speaking Korean. If it sounds good, it sounds good. But yeah, Victory's the one that stands out just because that was the very first song I put on Pandora and listened to, and it's a fabulous song. And then they played it at the show that night when I got there. For me, it's kind of funny because the very first music I ever really owned myself was I was walking across the parking lot back in the old days, and you know how it was. I saw a cassette tape laying on the ground where the whole thing, is pulled out.
Yeah.
So I was 12 years old. I took it home. I re-spooled it, hoping it would work, put it in, played. It worked fine. That was the very first music I ever personally owned, and that was Motley Crue. And then the very first song that I ever heard at Rolling Quartz in Charlotte was a cover of Motley Crue. And I'm like, that's karma telling me that I need to be invested in this group. And just from that point on, that's how that started. But yeah, Victory was the big one for me.
David, what is the message you would like to say to Rolling Quartz?
Thank you so much for coming into my life. I actually posted a thing on Instagram where I was sitting in the airport in Geneva waiting to fly home, and it just dawned on me. It was like I was just so floored how much my life has changed by one random decision in April of 2025 to buy a $40 ticket and drive an hour and a half to Charlotte and go see the show. I never would have imagined that 15 months later I would have traveled 50,000 miles and gone to 18 different shows and invested my life into Rolling Quartz. So like I said, thank you so much for coming into my life. My life has been so much better with you ladies in it than without it, and I'm just looking forward to the future and all the concerts that I can enjoy with you.
Logging into system.
Everyone wants fantasies 그 속에 없나 한계를 뛰어넘어 난 모든 걸 증명해냈지 나도 잘 몰라 Villain or hero 날 보고 기도해봐 되어주겠네 Yes either 위에가는 so victory 너를 자르겠만 지금 at the time Say mayday 돼서 너 부드러 How are you feeling right now? Breathe it out, breathe out. 생각보다 take out the gas and get some no stop. Over the line, let's spread it up now. 3, 2, 1. Da-da-dum, da-dum, down. Hit if I'm go up. Are you ready now? It's time to get up. Hit if I'm go up. Are you ready now? Victory's always mine.
My name's Kong, and I'm from Michigan. I've been a Diadem for approximately maybe 2.5 years.
What is it about Rolling Quartz that initially drew you to them?
The thing that really drew me in was their like music style. So like the very first song that I heard from them was Fearless. After I listened to Fearless, I'm like, okay, let me look into like the rest of their music. And so I looked back and listened to their like previous releases, and I really liked them.
What are other songs by Rolling Quartz that resonated with you, that maybe touched you or inspired you as a diadem?
Rebold. I guess like the energy that it gives me and then like the positive messaging around it.
How many shows have you yourself seen in total?
13 in Europe, and then their second US tour, I think three. This tour was 17.
17 shows. It's so touching for me that you actually not only go throughout the United States, but you go to places like Europe. Why is that?
I guess for that Europe tour, I felt like I knew that I was gonna get a new experience because of like I knew that they were gonna do one new song for each country. And obviously like the atmosphere of the crowd is always gonna be different. When the girls are like having their short moment to take a break and talking to the fans during the show is always different. Funny things could happen at this show, or something different can happen at a different show. So it just like something that's always unknown to happen at every show is what's like really cool to me.
I've seen you interact with other diadems. Do you feel it's a fan base, or do you feel that it's more like a family at this point in many cases?
Yeah, I kind of do feel like sometimes it is quite like a family because obviously, like outside of concert or like tour season, we're occasionally like checking up on each other, seeing how each other are doing. It's always nice having someone to talk to and like talk about like other things, and it's kind of like a family, basically.
It's like I share with people, and especially with music artists that I talk to. You know, you and I have talked about it as well, that when a artist or a band is performing, the power of music, how it can touch people's lives, it can bring people together. With the diadems, it's a give and take relationship where the care that one diadem shows to the other, whether it's paying it forward by, hey, I have an extra ticket, let me gift you a ticket. And I see so many gestures of kindness in between diadems, and that's the beauty of music, bringing people together. You make friends in different countries that you would not necessarily make had it not been for the friendship and the experience of rolling courts and the diadems as one family unit. And it's interesting that it brings people and culture together. With all the experiences that you've had, can you share with me what's your most cherished memory with rolling courts themselves or with the diadems? Or maybe you have a couple of different memories that resonate with you.
One of my favorite memories would be the show in Paris, and we were very close to the stage. The stage was very low as well, and I was standing in front of Irie, and I just put my hand in front of me because I wanted to pick. I wasn't really expecting it, but little did I know, Irie saw my hand and she bent down and put a pick in my own hand. So that was like a really cool moment. A second one would be, I forgot what country it was, but there was like very few of us for sound check, and we decided that it would be a really cool and fun idea to request a song for the girls to play, and everyone would start moshing just for fun. And I didn't mosh because I wanted to take a video of the girls' reaction of everyone else moshing. And it was just the funniest faces that the girls had. They were like so in shock and in awe, and it was just a really cool and fun moment.
Oh, that's amazing. And again, that's like give and take experience and relationship between the Diadems and Rolling Quartz, where you're both are able to feed off each other. You're able to make the girls laugh and live in the moment and create a unique experience. What would you say to somebody who's never seen Rolling Quartz and they're curious about what kind of experience they may have by seeing Rolling Quartz performing live? What would you say to that person as far as why they should at least experience seeing Rolling Quartz performing live in concert?
I would say expect like a lot of like high energy laughs, great energy by like the fans and the girls, some shredding by Irie and Hanjung, maybe a drum solo from Youngin, and arms slapping the bass, and of course Young with her amazing vocals. Very powerful. Yeah, it's always a great time.
Now, Kong, what is the message that you would like to say to Rolling Quartz?
I would say thank you for always making amazing music and letting us Diadems have such amazing experiences with you girls and with other Diadems. Hope that you girls will always be happy and healthy, and I look forward to more music and more shows.
Stop, I feel it in my bones. 또 다른 말이 끝없네. 끝없는 가시적한 라소 잡고 있어 잃어버린 뭔가. You know that I'm who I am. 몰아쳐들는 없이 넘어서면 밀어서 burn down the stage. Come on, we'll shut it out. 내가 미친 듯이 I've had it all, I'm never going back. 자 끝까지 터질게. 이 감각에 맡겨봐. 느낀 순간 시간은 확신이 돼. Come on, oh I'm on fire, on fire. Feel what I see, got terrorizing. 젖어오질 했을 때 그럴수록 더 됐다며 감춰가 머릿속 항상 그려나가 현실이 됐지. You know that I'm who you are. 거칠게 감도했지. 타오른 날서 느낌 뻔하지 않아. Come on, we'll shut it down. My mind 홀린 듯이 I've got it all, I'm never going back. 자 끝까지 터질게. 이 감각에 맡겨봐. 느낀 순간 지금은 확신이 돼. world.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris with Kriss. I'm from Iowa, United States, and I've been a diadem for a really, really long time.
Well, I've had the pleasure of speaking with you previously, Chris, and as I understand it, you've actually been following Rolling Quartz since the very beginning. And can you share with me how did you first discover Rolling Quartz?
One of the things that actually happened was I'm a big fan of Korean K-pop group called Dreamcatcher, and a lot of diadems are also what you call somnyas or insomnias, which is the name for the Dreamcatcher's fandom. And then many of us actually found out about Rolling Quartz because Youngun, who is the drummer for the Rolling Quartz, used to be a drum teacher for one of the Dreamcatcher members. And they also covered one of the more popular Dreamcatcher song called Good Night. And that's how a lot of Dreamcatcher fans actually moved over and then became part of the Rolling Quartz fandom, which is called Diadem. And I actually went to their first ever concert in Korea. Actually, my daughter is a Diadem as well. So we went there together. So here I am after more than 5 years.
What was it specifically about Rolling Quartz that drew you to them?
Oh, it's always about their music. When they formed together, first song that they ever composed and created together was Delight. And I'm actually very glad that they decided to include Delight in the third leg of their North American tour. So we were able to actually hear Delight this time around more than the other tours. So that was actually very good. And then the second song, which is their title song for the first album, Blaze. The music video was made by the guy who helped BTS to record their music videos. I just got hooked, expecting even more great songs from them. For my daughter, who's also a diadem, her bias is Irie. But when we actually went to the fan sign, Giant asked my daughter, saying, "What is your favorite song?" And then she said, "Delight." And then Giant actually wrote, "You are my delight" on my daughter's back. That was a very special moment for both of us because I was there with her. And also at the same time, I do actually have a soft spot for a song called Holler. And the reason why it is so special is because I just love the drum part that Youngun plays in the song. And also at the same time, they released the horror music video to the audience for the first time, even before it was released on YouTube, during their very first concert in Seoul. So seeing the video for the first time with the band was really a very unique experience.
You had an interaction with a fan at the Detroit show, somebody that had heard Rolling Quartz on the radio. What I noticed at the Detroit show is that you, as a diadem, connected with somebody that was seeing the girls for the very first time.
His name is Ron. He's 69 years old, and he came to the show with his wife Unji, who's actually a Korean American, and they're from Cleveland. So they drove all the way from Cleveland to Detroit to see Rolling Quartz. And the reason why he actually decided to come, it happens to be a case that he was listening to radio yours, and then they heard the Rolling Quartz song, and then he was like, "Wow, this is like, oh, this is really good. This is the true element of rock and roll music that I really like." And then I think he's been a fan for less than a year, but he heard that Rolling Quartz is going to perform in the United States, so closest one is Detroit, so they decided to drive to see the Rolling Quartz perform for the first time. But they had a VIP ticket, which allowed them to get a fan sign. So they were actually really excited to see Rolling Quartz and get something signed. But since they were late, they missed that. So Ron was telling me that how devastated he was. So I figured that since I've been to many, many Rolling Quartz songs, I have a lot of memorabilia, including signed albums, signed t-shirts, and everything. So I happen to have a Rolling Quartz goods, which is the white t-shirts from last year, and I got everybody signed. So I decided to just give the t-shirts to Ron so that he doesn't actually feel bad about missing out on the fan sign. Actually, instead,
It was so noticeable how emotional he was. He was just so grateful. That is the true essence of what I consider to be the power of music. The care and love that diadems show each other, the care that you give to the girls.
because, yeah, I think it's because that we all love music, which is the universal language. And at the same time, even though some of us are young, some of us might be old, we all come together in the same spot to enjoy the music of Rolling Coast that we all love. So in a sense that it actually brings everybody together and builds sort of communities spirit. And some of us goes to these music venues, even though the actual event starts around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon or evening. Many of us actually go there around 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning to get in line so that we can actually get close to the stage. So we spent dozens and dozens of hours sitting on that concrete, talking to one another, sharing our stories. So that's how we actually become close and became friends. And in some cases, yes, we are like one big Rolling Coast family.
In the 5 years that you've been a diadem, how many shows do you feel that you've attended?
I don't actually, I stopped counting because I've been to many, I've been to all of their first US tour, the first one except Seattle, but I attended all five. And then I also went to their first ever US performance, which was in Otakon, which is the anime convention in Washington, D.C. That was actually very fun because the VIP members got to spend a couple of hours with Rolling Coast members, not listening to music, but we were playing games, like Korean games or charades, things like that. And they were doing cosplay, so they were in costume. So we had a lot of fun doing that. And I think over the years, I went to, well, maybe more than 40 events in United States, Canada, and South Korea.
Chris, what is the message that you would like to say to Rolling Quartz?
I would like to say that keep up the good work. We love you, and we are all here for you and cheering you. And please be strong and take care of yourselves so that we can see each other for a long, long time.
막연한 기대
My name's Anthony. I'm from Kentucky, and I've been a diadem for about 3.5, 4 years now.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Now, Anthony, what is it about rolling quartz that initially drew you to them?
Their styling, like all their music always has their personality, I guess you could say.
Anthony, how many shows have you yourself attended so far?
As of this past weekend, I'm at 13 or 14.
Oh, wonderful. Now, have these shows just been exclusively here in the United States, or have you also traveled outside of the US?
Traveled to Europe once for them.
When you meet other people and they're considering, attending a Rolling Quartz performance, what would you say to that person as far as what they can expect from a Rolling Quartz concert?
The biggest thing I think would just nonstop energy and action. Like they're 100% go. Like there's never a dull moment.
You know what's interesting for me? Diehard fan will make sure that they at least attend the show of their favorite artists when they come to their city. And it's very rare that I see people make an effort to not just attend one show or two shows, but say, for example, in your case where you've attended 13 shows and what is it about the girls that made you say, you know what, this is the effort you wanted to put into Rolling Quartz?
Say honestly, it's their love of us. A lot of the members know my name at this point because I have been around. It's like I've traveled for other bands, and like you never get that appreciation back. So the love they give us as fans just makes me want to, return it in tenfold to go to every show I can physically make it to.
Oh, that's beautiful. When you think of the catalog of music that Rolling Quartz has put out so far, what songs mean the most to you and why?
I'd say off the top of my head, the two that really stand out for me is a song called Red Wine and then a song called Romantis. And Red Wine's just a personal favorite. Like I've fallen in love. I've designed a tattoo off of that song. And the Romantis, as they even tell you, like that's their love letter back to the fans. Like I said, the love they have for us makes me just enjoy every moment with them.
Do you have special memories, cherished moments that, whether it's with the members of Rolling Quartz themselves or even with other diadems that stay with you?
One that, at least with the band, that really stands out to me is last year in December they did the Anime Weekend Atlanta. I'd been a fan for a while at that point, so I went to that show and they had us grouped off or roped off to go to the group photo. So like you couldn't see the girls, like it was one at a time. You'd go behind a curtain and come back, and that was the first time. Like as I went in, they all like kind of greeted me by name, and like I've never, like I said, just never expected or thought that's something you would get with a group or anything like that. And so that was really special for me. And then honestly, the thing that really stood out to me with other fans is just the community. Like I've made so many friends. We communicate regularly. We travel together, like road trip. I went to London for the European show I went to with multiple other diadems. And like we just have such a good community of fans.
It was very inspiring for me to see the connection that the diadems give back to Rolling Quartz. And when everyone at the end of the night, after the show was over, the meet and greets were done, everybody was already going home, and a group of you have this little tradition where you send the girls off with a song. You're there to wish them well, to sing to them, to let them know how much you appreciate them. The girls were so moved that they even made the effort to open up the back of the van so they could hear you sing, to see you, to wave to you. And then they actually started filming you themselves on their cell phones. And you could see the joy and the happiness on their faces that you stayed to make sure that you let them know how much they're appreciated. As I've shared with other diadems and even other music artists that I talk to, you give true meaning to the power of music because Rolling Quartz puts so much energy, time, and effort into everything that they do to give fans their musical gift. And that touches the diadems. And then in return, what's inspiring for me is to see that the diadems, like yourself, that find a way to give back to the girls, to let them know that what they do is recognized and appreciated. That has to feel good for you as a diadem.
Yeah, it's a great thing. Like I said, it was something me and some other diadems have just been doing. Like they started and I just kind of joined in and just show them that we care. We're not just, fans. We want to be a part of this whole experience. Like, it's not just them and us. It's, we want other people to join in and give them energy and love so they can get bigger and keep going.
Now, Anthony, what would be the message that you would like to share with Rolling Quartz? What would you like to tell the girls?
Never give up and keep going. Like, we will always be here supporting you. There are always going to be more fans that find them as they keep going on their journey. And all as Diadems, just love them and just wish the best for them.
Hi, I'm Chrislyn, and I'm from Calgary, Canada, and I've been a Rolling Quartz Diadem since 2023.
Now, Chrislyn, what is it about Rolling Quartz that originally drew you to them?
Well, first off, I'm actually not a rock person. I'm a pop tart. It was actually my dear friend who was a huge rock fan who was the one who discovered them and was really encouraging me to see them live in Toronto. I was actually just going to pass on them altogether, but he guilted me into going. And as soon as I saw them live, I was done. I am now a forever fan. I mean, they're incredibly technical and talented musicians with amazing stage presence and are just engaging with their crowd and fans. I mean, the amount of times I've heard fans say they saw them live and now they can't get enough and have gone to multiple shows has been from a lot of fans.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Now, how many shows have you attended so far?
Detroit will have been my 31st show, and I've been grateful to have seen them all across Europe and North America.
Oh, fantastic. Now, Chrislyn, what's your favorite song or songs by Rolling Quartz?
Oh, favorite song. It's like asking who's my favorite child. I mean, there's just so many from their debut song Blaze to their crowd participating Sing Your Heart Out, their empowering Fearless, and all the way up to their current tour's name, My Turn. I mean, it's hard to pinpoint faves when they have so many excellent songs.
Now, since you've been Diadem since, as you mentioned, 2023, what's your most cherished memory of Rolling Quartz?
I am very thankful to have so many wonderful memories with the group. I mean, they give us Diadems so much love and gratitude. But if I had to pick one of my favorite times, I'd have to say it was at Anime Detour. It was because we got treated to so many different facets of Rolling Quartz's personalities. I mean, along with an incredible concert, we participated in cosplay. At the Q&As, we got treated to the Korean version of the Pokemon theme song from the band. I just had so much fun with the Diadems and an even more incredible time with Rolling Quartz.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Now, Chrislyn, what is the message that you would like to send to Rolling Quartz?
I want to thank Chayoung, Youngun, Airi, Adam, and Hyunjung, the ladies of Rolling Quartz, for sharing their talents and always giving us Diadems their absolute best and their all. Thank you for giving so much amazing music and bringing such joy into my life and the Diadems' lives. I do look forward to watching your careers just climb higher and higher, and I will be cheering for all of you every step of the way. Fighting! 감사합니다. Rolling Quartz. 가자! Thank you. Bye!
Hello, Diadems. Thank you for your love and support. See you soon.
I'm just a romantist, romantist. 어떤 영화 속 스토리처럼 아름답지를 않겠지만 네가 항상 웃을 수 있게 해줄 romantist, romantist. 비록 가진 것은 없지만 네가 항상 외롭지 않게 언제까지나 너의 곁에서 아무도 대답해 주지 않아 다시 또 난 길을 잃어버렸어 Oh no 도시 속의 수많은 불빛들만이 That's right, healing light That's alright, bright light 아무도 기다려주지 않아 그곳으로 돌아가지 마 Oh no 더 이상 더 이상 너의 슬픈 노래는 듣고 싶지 않아 I'm just a romantist, romantist 어떤 영화 속 스토리처럼 아름답지는 않겠지만 네가 항상 웃을 수 있게 해줄 romantist, romantist 비록 가진 것은 없지만 네가 항상
You've been listening to Artist Spotlight, and I'm your host, Mark Daniels. Well, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's very special edition of Artist Spotlight, featuring Rolling Quartz and their fans, which Rolling Quartz affectionately refers to as Diadems. You can catch Rolling Quartz, who are currently on their third U.S. tour, and for information on where Rolling Quartz will be performing and to purchase tickets, you can go to www.leopresents.com. Again, that's www.leopresents.com. Tune in next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another edition of Artist Spotlight.
On the air from coast to coast, Mark Daniels, Artist Spotlight.